Alright, Pretender here, back with another Honkai startup video, and today I'm talking about why you should really consider getting Feixiao before she does leave. So there will be multiple sections of this video, mainly first talking about why Feixiao herself is really good. We'll be talking about her team variety and why both options of being more on the free-to-play side and premium are also very good, and how upcoming units and potentially meta changes are going to continue to potentially make her even stronger. So this video will mainly be aimed towards people who are more on edge of getting her since her banner is almost gone, and also even people that maybe consider downloading the game but don't know if they actually want to start with Feixiao if she's good enough for that kind of reason. This video will be mainly tailored towards those people. And yep, that's all I want to say before I get to the video. Drop a like, drop a sub, hit the bell icon for more videos like this, and let's get straight into it. So first, let's start off by talking about why Feixiao herself and her kit is very strong internally. So if you don't know, Feixiao is a wind hunt character, and the way she works is also based off follow-up attacks. Follow-up attack meta has seemed to just get better and better, and Feixiao is the best premium DPS for that team now. Her being able to get a bunch of follow-up attacks thanks to her talent and her skill being able to immediately proc it, her ultimate being considered a follow-up attack as well. But the main thing of how her kit actually works is focused on her actual ultimate, which is a big single target nuke. She does not actually have a regular ultimate as you see other characters do where they attack and gain energy. How you get it is actually just by attacking enemies, and when your allies attack enemies or Feixiao attacks enemies herself, she is able to be gaining these things called Flying Aureus, and once you do have 6 points of Flying Aureus, you're going to be able to use her ultimate. You can also save up to 12 points of Flying Aureus, so if you do have 12 points of Flying Aureus, you can ult and then immediately ult again. So if you have a case where you do most of the boss's HP with one ult and you may not finish them off, you can have a second one to kill them, or even if there's 2 elite enemies. You can get up to 12 Flying Aureus, you can kill one and then kill the other because that's how powerful her ult is. She has extremely high multipliers. On top of that, her ultimate does increase her own weakness break efficiency by 100% if the target is not weakness broken, and in the ultimate she can ignore weakness type to reduce the target's toughness. So even if they're not weak to wind, she can just lower the toughness regardless. Which, being a rainbow DPS in this game, is extremely powerful under certain circumstances, and she is definitely one of them. And on top of that, she has 2 ways to deal increased damage in the ultimate. When you do actually use her ultimate, you're gonna put yourself in the situation where you can use Bolt Thunder Blitz or War Axe Skyward. Bolt Thunder Blitz is the one you actually do use if the target is weakness broken, so if you have them weakness broken, you will use Bolt Thunder Blitz, which deals wind damage equal to 60% of Feixiao's attack to the chosen target, and when they are weakness broken, the damage multiplier increases by 30%, so you're getting a 30% increase to the damage multiplier. As for War Axe Skyward, that's the one you do use if they are not weakness broken, so if they're not weakness broken, you choose to use War Axe Skyward instead, which is the same thing as Bolt Thunder Blitz, but it increases the damage multiplier by 30% if they are not weakness broken. So if they are weakness broken, you get the damage multiplier by 30% from Bolt Thunder Blitz, and if they aren't weakness broken, you get it from War Axe Skyward. Every single hit deals a bunch of damage, and you preferably want it to crit like most other crit DPS, and with very accessible ways to get crit rate, it's actually really easy to make the ultimate always hit very hard, and especially with the teammate options she has with her, it's just very powerful. And on top of that, if you have other characters, which for the most part you will, having enemies take increased follow-up damage, that will also benefit the ultimate because thanks to one of her bonus traces, the ultimate damage dealt is considered a follow-up attack, and the follow-up crit damage increases by 36%. So the actual follow-up attack she has in her kit increases by 36% for the crit damage, and her ultimate is now considered a follow-up attack, so that ultimate actually gets that as well. And with another bonus trait she does have, she's able to start the battle with 3 points of Flying Aureus, so you're able to set up to get a very quick ultimate. Not really going to talk about this too much because it's more on the heavier paid side, but all her eidolons are very good. First one increasing up to the original damage, the second one letting you practically double your output with gaining more Flying Aureus, fourth one increasing the toughness reduction by a lot and also increasing speed, and then the sixth eidolon increasing all type res pen, follow-up attack being considered a ultimate damage thing, so the actual follow-up attack that she does that isn't the ultimate is now considered a ultimate damage, and you also get a big increase in the multiplier. So again, I'm not really going to talk about this, I just wanted to mention that if you are considering going for her dupes even, all her dupes are very good and can have a big impact on how she can perform. But now, talking about actual team options and why her teammates are so good for her and very accessible, and why she's practically good on most teams you could think of running her optimally on. So I will get it out of the way and say now that her premium team versus the free-to-play options is going to be significantly better thanks to the facts of what they can do, but that's the same case for most teams that have premium versions. Thanks to a lot of characters that the game does have to offer, you actually have multiple ways to build her with lower end teammates that perform very well with her. her. A big prime example is the new Hunt March 7th, who is a free character you can get by just doing the story and unlocking her, who also is a free E6 on top of that. March 7th is a fantastic option thanks to the fact that she can also designate an ally as Shifu, which for the most part you'd be selecting Feixiao, and that would also increase Feixiao's speed. And since Feixiao is a hunt character, she deals additional damage equal to 20% of March 7th's attack. March also has very high attack frequency, helping you to build Flying Aurea stacks for your Feixiao. And once you do use an enhanced basic attack, thanks to March's bonus trace, that Shifu's crit damage increases by 60% and also gets an increase to break effect by 36%. Break effect is really nice on Feixiao, and the crit damage is very much welcome, so you're getting a really nice buff to your Feixiao. So March has a bunch of things doing really good damage, high attack frequency, and really good buffing capabilities for Feixiao, working very well with her. On top of that, as I did mention, she is a free E6, so you have use to all her actual Eidolons. All of them are really helpful, as the E1 increases March's speed if there is a Shifu on the field. The E2 gives her access to a follow-up attack, increasing her attack frequency by even more. So once a Shifu does use a basic attack or skill to attack the enemy, she will launch that, and it will also help her gain more points of charge to get the enhanced basic attack. Her E4 helps her with more ults because she regenerates 5 energy at the start of turn. And then her E6 gives her a big crit damage dealt increase by 50% from her next enhanced basic attack after you do use her ultimate. So March, once again, very nice buffing capabilities, really good attack frequency, which is really good for building Flying Aureas. And on top of that, she herself does very nice damage, especially for a free-to-play unit. March is one of the best options you can use on the lower end side. And even on the higher end side, you can still use her with Feixiao, considering how good March actually is. Another unit that is a 4-star, which is practically a 4-star of a premium unit we do have, and that is the character out on her banner right now, being Moze. Moze is a character that can potentially have high attack frequency depending on your team, because the way he works is when you do use a skill, that enemy you choose to attack will be marked as prey, which will pretty much cause him to disappear from the action runner bar, so he can't actually do anything else. But every time you do attack that enemy, that will count down from the stacks he has. He has 9 once you do go into the prey, and for every 3 charges used up, he will actually do a follow-up attack off that. So having Feixiao, who is very high attack frequency, them together is going to let you have the cycle of constantly building up Flying Aureas. Mo's also getting a bunch of follow-up attacks as well. On top of that, the reason I say he is a mini version of a premium 5-star we do have, he does have a thing in his kit where one of his bonus traces will have his ultimate, which is an attack, be considered follow-up attack as well. And on top of that, he has a debuff making the follow-up attack damage taken by a prey, so the one you choose to mark as a prey with the skill, to take increased follow-up attack damage by 25%. And once again, Feixiao's main source of damage is the ultimate, which is considered a follow-up attack thanks to her trace, and then her own follow-up attacks will do even increased damage to that. Moze is a really good option you can use, and on top of that, since he is a 4-star, you will have more accessible dupes as you will be rated up on future banners and potentially even given out for free in future events. If you are able to get the E2 on him, that's going to be a very nice dupe, because with the E2, anytime you deal damage to an enemy target marked as prey, increases crit damage by 40%. So if you are actually able to get that dupe, that's going to increase the damage Feixiao can do even further. And not only her, the damage of everyone on that team is going to increase to that enemy marked as prey. So access to these 2 very powerful Feixiao teammates, both of them being 4-stars, one of them being literally free and a free E6, the other one going to be future accessible and probably given out for free in events. You're able to build a very general team with Feixiao on the lower end side. The Saiyans you do want to use on her are both premium options, if you do consider the best options being Aventurine or the upcoming character Linksha. These 2 are going to be the best options you can actually use with Feixiao. But if you do not have them, no worries, you can still take someone like Fushuan if you have her, or one of the lower end options, you can take someone like a healer such as Luotra works as well. Maybe you even have a built Jeopard, you can take that as well. You can also take Gallagher, because Gallagher is another really good option thanks to the fact that he has high attack frequency as well. Thanks to the fact that every time he does all, he gains access to another attack with the enhanced basic attack. So he's another good option for attack frequency that will work well to generate Flying Aurea stacks. And the only thing I do want to mention is for Harmony supports, she does have good options you can use instead of the best ones. So if you have other characters like Bronya, which will make it a little harder to manage skill points, but you can still use. If you have Sparkle, that's another good option as well. Ron May works as well. But the one to give her the best increase is going to be Robin. Robin is her best teammate you can actually use thanks to the fact that everything Robin provides is super beneficial to Feixiao. And Robin is a premium 5-star you can actually get right now, as she is a part of the trio rerun banner. Robin is able to increase damage dealt, increase the attack percent of all your team by a lot thanks to the ultimate, and when you do pop the ultimate on Robin, you give everyone on your team another turn, which is absolutely broken, thanks to the fact that now everyone can attack again, generating even more flying aureas for Feixiao. And on top of that, every attack will deal additional physical damage, equals 120% of Robin's attack, and it has a fixed crit rate of 100% and a fixed crit damage of 150%. So you're going to be dealing a very nice hefty chunk of extra damage, and especially with Feixiao, who attacks a bunch, that's going to add up a lot, and is especially good at helping you wiggle down characters that might live on a few HP. On top of that, Robin's talent increases crit damage for everyone by 20%, and one of her bonus traces increases the damage dealt by follow-up attacks by 25% while she is in her ultimate. So everything Robin provides is super beneficial and is going to be a big increase that you definitely want to aim for having on your Feixiao. But even if you do not have her, once again, do not worry, you can still function without Robin. But personally, I would highly recommend to save for Robin if you can, or at least get her while she is out. If you can't, once again, do not worry, you're just going to have to wait for the next rerun whenever it does roll around. And once you do get Robin, you'll see a big increase to her damage thanks to everything Robin provides for Feixiao. And then the other premium unit I wanted to talk about, being another very broken option to run with Feixiao, is Topaz. As I was mentioning, for Moze, there is a premium version that he kind of copies the kit off of a little differently, but Topaz is one of the best teammates you can do alongside Robin with Feixiao, thanks to the fact that Topaz herself also has very high attack frequency thanks to Numbi, helping you build flying Aurea stacks very quickly. And on top of that, when you do pop the skill on someone, that enemy you do hit will be inflicted with Proof of Debt, and while they are under Proof of Debt, you have a 50% increase to follow-up attack damage to that target. So Feixiao's damage is going to skyrocket with that on the target. You combine that with all the buffs you can get from other Harmony supports, everything together, and since she is also a single target, you can burst down a boss or elite enemy super quickly with these two. And even if you pop it on someone on the side to kill them quickly and then switch it, you can do that as well. It's very good and very powerful. So there are multiple ways you can make Feixiao better and better goals to save for. Topaz is going to rerun soon, so if you want to get her, you can do that as well. But even if you don't want to focus on these premium units, you still can run Feixiao with one of the other teammates that I did mention. So March, very good. Mo's very good. For sustains, I would 100% definitely recommend saving for Aventurine or Lingsha. Aventurine for follow-up attack teams is definitely the one that's a bit better, but Lingsha is also very good on these follow-up attack teams as well, and especially with Feixiao, thanks to her attack frequency and Aventurine also having a follow-up attack. Both of them are able to help Feixiao generate flying Aurea stacks as well. And if you maybe don't want to have Robin, again, I would highly recommend trying to get her, or at least pick her up on her next rerun. But if you really don't want to, again, you could still run someone like Ruan Mei, Sparkle, Bronya. Again, note with Bronya, you're gonna have to manage skill points. You can even take someone like Hanya. There are options you can use, but Robin is obviously the best one you can do. So both the free-to-play sides obviously won't be as good as premium sides, just like any other character. The premium damage you gain is going to be a lot higher, and you gain a lot more value thanks to the crazy stuff that the premium units can do. But even on the lower end, free-to-play option March is one of the best options you can use even at a higher level. Moze works completely fine with Feixiao as well. Sustains, again, Gallagher, he was given out for free. He'll probably be given out for free again eventually on an event. Is a 4-star, so accessible on banners. He's another good option you can use as a lower end option. But then you can just take any other sustain you have available to you at that time, and then obviously focus on upgrading if you need it. And so for the next part of this video, I wanted to talk about the more future comings of a meta. So if you guys have not noticed, recently with 2.4 and 2.5, which is what we're currently on, we in 2.4 had the second half character be Xiaochu and the first half character be Yunli. A really important thing to note is that Feixiao's main damage is obviously follow-up attacks and also ultimate damage. Yunli herself is also the same boat, where she does do the follow-up attacks and her counters are considered follow-up attacks, and then also her actual follow-up attack with the enhanced one from the ultimate is considered ultimate damage, which scales very well with ultimate vulnerability. Right after that, we had Xiaochu, who is a ultimate vulnerability debuffer. Right after that, we got another character that has most of the damage based off her ultimate, being Feixiao. And a very big thing to note is, yes, her ultimate is considered a follow-up attack, and you get the main scalings from the debuffs from Topaz, Moze, and all that kind of stuff. But ultimate vulnerability scales very well. It'll scale better than vulnerability for anyone that does main ultimate damage. That's why Xiaochu works really good with anyone that does ultimate damage for their main damage. So Acheron especially works really good with Yunli as well. And he actually works with Feixiao for that reason, albeit not too optimal thanks to him being more tailored for other things, but he still works thanks to the ultimate vulnerability. And so what I'm trying to get at is potentially Essentially, there's going to be more debuffers that work like him with ultimate vulnerability, which is going to be super good, especially if they're a high attack frequency character or potentially even a follow-up character, because that would mean Feixiao is getting high attack frequency and also ult damage vulnerability, which is going to scale better than literally anything else, since her main damage is ultimate damage. And from how it seems what the meta is going with the whole follow-up attacks especially, and also the ultimate damage ways of doing damage, it's looking really bright for Feixiao, and that's why her future-proof potential is very high, because again, with more follow-up attack characters coming out, it's going to benefit her a lot, especially if they are a debuffer or even a sustain. Again, for example, Linksha, she is a follow-up attack healer as well, since her bunnies is considered a follow-up attack given higher attack frequency, which works really good with Feixiao. We already had Aventurine who works similar like that, so any follow-up attack character that might work similarly to them being a sustain or even a debuffer like Topaz, but instead of having follow-up attack damage take increased, it could be something like ultimate damage even. So having debuffers be on the ultimate damage vulnerability side or the follow-up attack side will both benefit Feixiao a lot, thanks to her also being able to consider everything being a follow-up attack and also doing the ultimate damage. So the meta going towards the more ultimate damage side is going to be very good for her, because if they release an even better debuffer, that's going to benefit her directly, and with more follow-up attack characters will also benefit her more directly if they are sustained or a debuffer or not. So there's a lot of stuff going for her that's going to make her really good. So if you're thinking you don't really want to get her because she's probably gonna follow up like that, DPS wise, it's very scary to kind of go for a DPS, because for the most part DPS get power creep first before anything. But the way Feixiao works and the way she has the ultimate damage, everything considered a follow-up attack on top of that, being able to do all this kind of stuff, it's looking really bright for her, especially for the meta being all this ultimate damage stuff. Shout out to with the ultimate vulnerability, you'll need with ultimate damage, more follow-up attack characters on top of that as well. It's looking to be really bright for her, and that's why you can really consider her for a future character to be really good. So again, pretty much more follow-up attack characters, more ultimate damage vulnerability characters, and the meta going towards that, like how it usually is just going to make us stronger and stronger and stronger. And so yeah, that is the video. That is talking about why Feixiao is this character you should really consider getting. If you are mainly torn between, maybe you have the lower end options, you have March, who again, very good with Feixiao, and you may not want to actually get the other premium units yet, or maybe you're saving for them for the future. They're all definitely really nice upgrades to get, but if you don't want to get them, then it is what it is. She'll still perform really good. Next to the fact she has character like, again, March 7th, very good. The Hunt form, Moe's being a new 4-star, really good with her as well. You have good sustain like Gallagher to help her generate Flying Aureus as well. And you just have a bunch of characters outside of the premium options. Obviously, again, premium options, just like any other character, is going to have her damage be the highest and have her team potential be the highest possible. But if you really don't want to get them, then there's no forcing you. You can just use these options. Maybe you don't like the other characters and you like Feixiao a lot. And this is also a thing for people that maybe consider downloading the game for Feixiao. Getting her, if you are able to, is a good idea, thanks to the fact you're going to be able to save for the more premium units whenever they come back around. Or you're just going to be able to build a team off that, because again, you can get March for free once you do the story part, which is a very good teammate for her. Anyway, I hope this video helped influence your decision and helped you consider actually getting Feixiao. Personally, she is my favorite DPS in the game. She's super fun to use. I'm definitely going to use her for months and ages to come. And yeah, hope you found the video helpful. Peace out.